Welcome back on Monday, folks. Josh here with Bucky to talk to you about a very busy sports weekend in Lloydminster. Some good, some bad, and we're going to start with the good, which seems to happen every weekend when it comes to football. Both the Lloyd Comp Barons and the Holy Rosary Raiders are on to the regional semifinals, both winning in very dominant fashion, Buck.
Yeah, you almost expected it. Lloyd Comp played against Holy Trinity out of Fort McMurray. Father Merck played against Holy Rosary. Both win by a lot. And more than anything, it's a kind of a catch-22 situation for Holy Rosary Lloyd Comp. You got to rest some veterans. You got to rest your starters in the second half because they were both blowouts. So that works two ways. It's good to get the rest, but also you kind of want them performing at top peak as they head into now the real provincial playoffs as they go on the road. Holy Rosary's in Lacombe, and then Lloyd Comp's up in Edmonton against AOB.
Yeah, now that becomes obviously a different situation than this past weekend, where even if the teams they play are not the two or three teams they've been preparing for all season, you've got the long road trip. You have to make a decision about leaving Friday or Saturday because they're afternoon games. And you hope that your strength remains your strength. Obviously, a defensive effort primarily for Holy Rosary and an offensive effort for Lloyd Comp.
Yeah, and I think AOB is a team that Lloyd Comp is very familiar with. Selvin Lake's a team that Holy Rosary is very familiar with. Both Selvin Lake and AOB are coming off, big losses in their last outing. So you kind of wonder where they're at right now, mindset-wise. But I know Holy Rosary, Lloyd Comp, they don't want to look past this weekend, but at the same time, they know to get past these guys, they're going to have to come ready to play.
Indeed, and we're going to switch now to hockey, where we get into some of the bad news, unfortunately. So the Lloydminster Bobcats, not their greatest road trip ever, a pair of losses to Drumheller and Camrose.
Yeah, and almost Drumheller, they got off to a pretty good start on Saturday, but Drumheller just kept on coming at him, some defensive breakdowns for the Bobcats ended up in a blowout in Drum. And then you have a very short turnaround. And you go from a Saturday night in Drum, you have to head up to Camrose, and you play an afternoon game against the Kodiaks. And Kodiaks really took it to them. And a tough weekend for the Bobcats. You know what? It gets worse. It doesn't get better. They play against Bonnyville and Sherwood Park, the top two teams in their division this week. So they're going to have to lick their wounds and come out ready to play, or else it's going to be a long night for those two games.
Now, quickly, just how important is this Wednesday tilt with Bonnyville? Not only is it, their kind of closest rival and a team they've had plenty of close games with recently, but if they're going to need a jump-off point to improve the record, this has got to be the game.
Yeah, and I don't think some people will look at it, well, there's a measuring stick to see where they're at. No, they need wins. And the last time they played against Bonnyville, they should have got that win, and at least should have went to overtime. And I think they look back to that game, they better be ready and play 60 minutes, or else Bonnyville, who is beating everybody right now in the AJHL, will beat the Bobcats as well.
Yeah, and now we'll just finish off very quickly with some Rustlers talk. So the volleyball teams sweep the weekend. Women 6-0. The men are 5-1. A great start for them. Basketball, not so much. One win for the women and otherwise losses against the Thunder.
Yeah, tough on the basketball court for both squads. We kind of knew that going into this past weekend. It wouldn't be easy, but you're hoping for more than just one win out of four that they played. But the women's volleyball team is the story right now, and it will continue to be the story. They are a machine. I think you said they won their set and they won the match in less than an hour.
Yeah.
That's total dominance. That's just a machine. And it'd be interesting to see as they go along this trail, they have a target on their back, and everybody they play against, the ACAC, wants to beat them. So it's a challenge for them, but I think they're up for it.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be up for it this weekend as well. They play Keano, a team that they similarly beat in about an hour last time they played. We'll have more in studio in the next hour.